D.
Oh, no, you hate to see that. Those are just the kind of errors that can cost you in a game like this.
A platoon swap here for Cleveland. And then for Brooklyn, Bargnani comes in for Thaddeus Young. And Donald Sloan subbed in for Jarrett Jack. Brooklyn trailing. Here's Sloan. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard. Mozgov and Blant with a close connection from their international play. Mozgov was a big part of taking home a bronze medal. Remember Clark back in 2012 with Blant?
Yeah, exactly. In Russia, and now again with the Cavs, Mozgov is showing that Blatt has great confidence and trust in his ability, and that's wonderful for a player.
Thompson misses.
And you saw how quick the defense was. They were ready for him. They got the hand in the face there and made that much more difficult.
Yeah, and every team needs that kind of rugged interior defense because you want to try to distract your opponents when they get inside, and you also want to make them uncomfortable in their shot attempts.
Irving drives in. James. And he uses both hands to jam it in. And Clark, a great competitive game so far.
Yeah, tit for tat. I mean, back and forth, plenty of lead changes, and excellent play.
And from the look of it, this one could go right down to the wire.
Johnson with a screen on Irving. There's a good screen. Bargnani dishes to Johnson. Back to Bargnani. Lets it go from deep. That's in there. Johnson with the assist. Bargnani's got 10 points in the game.
Just look at what a sniper he is from long range. He's got such an unusual skill for a big fella. You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
And Tristan Thompson gets the whistle that time. That'll be his second foul of the game. Robinson's checked in for the Nets. Hollis Jefferson comes in for Joe Johnson. Here is Robinson. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. The Cavaliers trail by 4. And 1:01 left to play here in the third. LeBron can't get it to go.
And the shots just continue to say no in terms of falling.
Robinson, that's good. Robinson's got his second bucket of the game to go.
You always hear about chemistry. That's a perfect example, knowing where each other is at all times.
Outside Irving. James outside. Back to Irving. And Verejao kicks to Thompson. Cleveland the rebound. And James throws it down.
And guys, isn't it great to see a player who works that hard on the glass at both ends?
Well said, G. That's the way he has built, his reputation. Clark grinding away, 100% effort all the time.
And Kevin, all that effort pays off. How many of those spectacular putback jams do we see from this guy? A bunch.
Sloan shot is off. Outside Irving, 1 second left, and that's not going to go. And we've watched 3 so far in this one. All right, the fourth quarter of action getting underway. We've had a great one so far with both sides coming to play. And so it's Cleveland with it. 4-point game. They get to take on the Bulls at Chicago after this one. That'll be the first half of a 2-game trip. On the court for the Nets, getting the fourth quarter going. Young is out there with Thomas Robinson. Then it's Jarrett Jack. Then it's Bargnani. And it's Hollis Jefferson in at the 2.
And with that 3, his second of the half, he's equaled his total from before the break.
And Jack kicks to Young. There's a screen. Right wing. Shot by Jack. Wide open. And again, Brooklyn with the triple.
The three-point shot has been a real weapon for them in the second half.
Yeah, they've really done a good job of creating good looks from the outside, and now they've really got it going.
Irving against Jack. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip. to the line to shoot 2.
And for Varejao, his wild hair and frenetic style long ago earned him the nickname Wild Thing. I mean, diving for loose balls, taking charges, but that energy and enthusiasm may be unsurpassed really by any other player in our league.
Looking at who's out there now for the Nets. Brook Lopez is checked in for Bargnani, and it's Johnson in for Robinson. Good. Now it's a 6-point Nets lead.
Wow, has he flipped a switch at halftime. Much more effective here in the second half.
And the Cavaliers call time here. Well, Greg, you're talking about Varejao. He may play wild, but his production has backed it up. A few years ago, he averaged, Clark, over 14 rebounds a game.
Yeah, and I don't think he plays that wild. I think he just looks wild. That hair flying all over the place, and he's giving up his body. I don't know if he's necessarily a wild player as much as he just looks and appears to be everywhere at all times.
A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Well, over that last break, Kevin, I got a chance to hear what David Blatt said to the team. He told his team to keep looking for three-point opportunities, saying their perimeter defense isn't doing a good job getting out on our shooters. So let's keep firing away until they decide to guard us.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
And another miss by Cleveland.
Ill-advised shot there, Clark.
Yeah, exactly. That was lower than low percentage.
And Jack kicks to Johnson. Here's Lopez, and the lead now, double digits on that bucket. Lopez has got 4 points now in the quarter.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
You're exactly right. It's been all good at one end, and let's be diplomatic and just say not so good at the other end.
Here's Johnson. Here's Young. Here's Lopez. And at last, they get one to fall. And the Nets lead by 12. Cleveland's gotten a lot of looks from outside tonight, 5 of 12. Picked by Mozgov. Here's LeBron. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. Watching Brook Lopez, he all the time contributes in every category. It's amazing the number of Clark ways he affects the game.
Deadly with the shot. Tremendous touch. Back to the basket moves, facing up, makes free throws. Good offensive rebounder, capable passer. He just makes things happen.
And Brooklyn making a change here. Ellington's checked in. And Jack, here we go. Great D that time from Irving.
He's tried to get it going, but the shots simply have not been there. Nothing seems to be falling.
Love with the screen for Irving. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot.
Perfect screen there. Set him up with a terrific look.
Yeah, I like the fact that the setup was good, the screen was solid, but you also have to look at the fact that the defender didn't do his job as well as he could have.
Check. That's in for his 5th field goal of the game. Makes him 5 for 12 so far.
Boy, they've gone on this run, and ball movement has been a big key.
It really has, Clark. The defense unable to react as quickly as necessary in terms of dealing with their passing.
Here's Irving, and that's a foul. It's called on Wayne Ellington. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, clearly he had an established position there.
Yeah, and I like this call because you want the refs in that situation. If there's any doubt, err on the side of giving the benefit of the doubt to the offensive player. That should have been a block, and it was.
Clock at 4, and there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
Flying high and throwing down the hard one-hander.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys.
And really, he does that one as well as anyone. Kev, you're right. That's like his signature move once he goes airborne.
Lopez misses the baby hook. The Cavaliers trail by 8. The drive by James. Brooklyn with the rebound. Johnson's got 6 rebounds in the game. It's off his foot, and the ref's whistling a kick ball. Timeout called, the Nets. They're up by 8. 1:44 left in the game. Check against Irving. Johnson outside. And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3.
Really aggressive play there, taking it to the rack against the big fella.
You know, Greg, aggressiveness is really the only option when you're on the wrong side of the size equation.
Cleveland now, time running out. Irving attacking, and that one is stuffed right through.
Man, he slams it home and gets a little camera time on the backside of it.
He spent a while up there on the rim.
And I like the fact that the ref's going to give him a little bit of leeway there and a lot more than they used to.
Screen by Young. Jack passes to Young. No good.
Hey, they got the shot they wanted off of that pick, but it just doesn't fall.
Yeah, it didn't go down, but you'll take that shot every single time, Greg. That's good offense.
And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for the Nets?
They keep piling up the assists, and they haven't cooled off at all.
Another factor here tonight has been the amount of points they've scored off turnover.
Young, a screen on Smith. Screen by Young. Lopez with the ball. Guarded now by Kevin Love. Here's Johnson. A good finish at the rack off the slick feed. And the Nets lead by 9.
A tough first half, but it's been a different story here since the break.
Mozgov, a screen on Johnson. LeBron kicks to Mozgov. Good D by Lopez.
Well, one of his issues is he's a player that just does not excel at fighting through contact on his way to the rim.
And here's Johnson outside, and it's Johnson again missing.
I think it's safe to say this baby's over.
Yeah, that's fairly obvious. I'd say that's a really good assumption on your part.
5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Mozgov sets a screen for LeBron. Lopez with the block. Now Jack. And so it's Brooklyn with the win. This was a very strong showing for him, Greg. Not necessarily a runaway win, but one they'll feel very good about.
And let's face it, anytime you can go on the road and win in the fashion they did, you have to feel good about it. Really an outstanding effort all the way around.
And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Well, Joe, congratulations on this win. This was a game where we saw plenty of great sequences, some nice runs put together. What changes for the team out on the floor when you guys start rolling like we witnessed here tonight?
We just picked up our energy and effort. We was able to get some stops, got out in transition, started making a few shots, and it just kind of got contagious.
Well, this was fun for us to watch, Joe. Thanks for the time. Guys?
Doris, thank you as always. And that'll do it, folks. This is Kevin Harlan saying thank you for tuning in. And now the award-winning Ernie Johnson will take it from here. We'll see you next time.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Hey y'all, Ernie Johnson here along with Kenny Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome back for the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Brook Lopez.
Just a dominant display by Brook Lopez in the post tonight. Lopez is a threat on multiple levels. His offense is always going to be there, but his defense isn't far behind. And I don't think he gets enough credit for his rebounding either. He's solid all around.
Well, he showed us just how good he can be when he's at the top of his game. And the building was stunned. You saw people leaving early, throwing popcorn, throwing hot dogs, spilling soda. He put on a CSDP, a crowd shut down performance. Man, that's what I'm talking about, Ernie.
And that wraps things up, folks. Thanks for joining us. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the rest of the 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. Good night, everybody.